Good morning, students. This is Parameswaran sir. Today we are going to see the new topic lithosphere 2 exogenetic processes. I think you already learned lithospheric 1 endogenetic processes. Today we will see the second part. See, our earth undergoes with the various changes, especially the crust area. This is because of two reasons. One is endogenetic and another one is exogenetic processes. See, in the external process like solar energy and gravitational force, and internal process like heat and pressure, it can be decided the earth crust. Okay, so we'll see weathering. Weathering, the three type: physical weathering, chemical weathering, and biological weathering. Because of this weathering, especially the crust, the dimension or a shape, it changed oftenly. We'll see physical weathering first. We'll see physical weathering is a breakdown of rock without changing the chemical composition through the action of physical forces. Especially you see during the daytime, because of sunlight, the crust area get too much of heated. At the same time you see night time, it freezing. So throughout the night, the rocks or else the crust area get freezed. So the changes of heat and cool, this can be decided the loosen of the rocks or a crust. So this called as physical weathering. Especially this is three type of physical weathering will be there. One called as a exfoliation, and second one called as a block disintegration and granular disintegration. We'll see the exfoliation. So exfoliation is a alternative of heating and cooling on the rounded rock surface, leads to the peeling of rocks layer by layer like onion. Can you understand? It's like the rock oftenly get heated and it's cooled down because of the sunlight and absence of sunlight, so that the layer by layer, the layer of the rock, it's removed like a layer by layer. This called as a exfoliation. Okay, so next we'll see the granular disintegration. Granular disintegration take place in the crystalline rocks, where the grains of the rocks become loose and fall out. So this due to the action of temperature. So you see the picture, you can easily identify because of the temperature, the crystalline rocks, it's loosen their strength. So this also will come under the physical weathering. Okay, and next you see the block disintegration, third part. The repeated expansion and contraction of rocks during the day and night respectively cause stress on the joints of the rock, which result in the block disintegration. You see the big type of rocks can be the example of these type of block disintegration. Because of changing of heating and cooling, the rocks, it's divided into many parts. Okay, so this also will come under physical weathering. Almost you can see the three type of weathering things, physical weathering things is the same process. What is the process? The process of heat and cool down. So automatically the too much of heat, it given the result in the loosen of upper layer of the rocks. So in the exfoliation or else the granular disintegration or a block disintegration, the three type of weathering also the same process, but it's the place or a type of rocks, it may be changed. So because of this, the three type it divided in the physical disintegration. Okay, can you understand, students? So weathering is a breakdown of loosened materials like a decomposition material of earth crust by the exposure of atmosphere. Okay, so the three type of weathering: physical, chemical, and biological weathering. In that physical weathering, you see the three types: exfoliation, block disintegration, and granular disintegration. Okay, can you understand? Okay, students, in this same, like another two type of weathering also, the same result, but the action is different. How we saw the three type of physical weathering, the same like other weathering also, what is it, it's because of some reasons, and the places and the rocks also, it's different. Okay. Okay, students, next we'll move to the chemical weathering. You see, the chemical weathering, the disintegration and decomposition of rock due to the chemical reaction is called chemical weathering. You see, the region where it mostly the chemical weathering can happen, like a humid region, that is equatorial, tropical and subtropical zones. The chemical weathering take place through the process of oxidation, carbonation, solution and hydration. So the four type of chemical weathering. Okay, so three types of physical weathering and four types of chemical weathering. You'll see the first point, oxidation. The oxygen in the atmosphere reacts with the iron found in rocks, that leads to the formation of iron oxide. This process is similar to the result of iron pressure on air and water, is known as oxidation, which result in the weathering of rocks. Oxidation, it's the oxygen in the atmosphere. So normally you can see the rocks have a more number of iron content. So this iron content, it's mingled with the pressure of air and water. This known as oxidation. Okay, next we will move to the carbonation. Carbonation is the mixing of water with the atmospheric carbon dioxide, it forming carbon acid. And carbonation is an important formation of caves in limestone region. Listen, it can be possible only in the places of caves and limestone region. When the carbonic acid reacts with the carbonic rocks, the rocks get disintegrated. How the oxidation we see, because of the pressure of air and water, it given the oxidation mingled with oxygen, and the process of oxidation can be happen. The same like in a cave and limestone region, the carbonic acid react with the rock and the rocks get disintegrated. Okay, students, next, solution. You see, the dissolution of rock substances in water, that result of loosening the rock particles. So this in turn breakdown of rocks. So it's simple, it's a dissolution of rock substances in the water. So mostly in the what is it, seashores or some places we can see the dissolution of rocks in the water we can see. So these places can be example of solution. And hydration, fourth type, absorption of water into the mineral structure. It certain chemicals in the rock enlarge in size in humid conditions. These minerals found in the rock swell, and this result in the development of cracks in the rock wears down. The type of weathering called hydration. So normally these type of thing can be happen, what is it, in the larger amount of rock site. So the rocks get swelled. Rocks get swelled now because of what is it, this absorption of water. Okay, so the rock it become larger in size automatically. What is it, it's a result of cracks in the rocks. So the rock get, what is it, breakdown because of weathering. This weathering called as a hydration. This also will come under chemical weathering. Okay, students, so now in chemical weathering, four types we saw. One is oxidation, second one is carbonation, third one is solution, and fourth one is hydration. This four type of part also the same reaction, but in the different areas the result is a same, that is a weathering. Okay, next we will move to the biological weathering. So this biological weathering, it's simple. It's occurs due to the penetration or expansion of plant roots and earthworms and burrowing animals like a rabbit, rat, and some human activities. Automatically, the rock get disintegrated. So the rock, the normal, what is it, size of strong can be loose. So this type of weathering we called as a biological weathering. So this type of biological weathering in many places, normally in the hilly regions or some of the slope areas, in these type of areas we can see the biological weathering. So the in a rock, in between the rock or inside the rock, we can see some small plants.